Now, the next thing was this. I don't want to give a lot of instances, but these three things I just want to say. Was during when I was going through my presidential primaries. My wife called me from London. Said, look, she has been diagnosed with cancer. I said, what do you mean, the cancer? I dropped my phone. I called my G5 members who are supporting me. And I called the governor. Look, there's a problem. I don't think I will continue with this race. So I called my wife back. She said, no, continue, nothing will happen. I told her, okay. We started. On the day after that primaries, or in the night of that primaries, I went with my wife to Abuja. From nowhere, she was told that fire has gotten her room. From where? They had to call the fire service. Everything a woman should own was burnt. Up to today, we have not repaired that room. Everything was burnt. And nobody knew, I just kept quiet. That's why I say some people, you don't even ask me what I'm passing through. You only want me to give you. You don't know inside me, I'm already dying. You know? So I was just careful. And you know, when they say that you're diagnosed with cancer, you know what it takes? You know what it takes? Those who have experience will tell you. You see? So when people, like I always say, when people text me, my mother's in the hospital, my father's in the hospital, I say, should I text back? Now look, oh, my wife is also not well. I just get quiet. That is one incident that I said, God, you have saved me in everything, but this one. That is one incident that I said, God, you have saved me in everything, but this one, you've done it all. This is for my wife's life, and how will I have done at this age? Me, I'm not a very careful person taking care of children now. And if anything has happened, you can imagine the effect it will have on my children. I thank God that today my wife is alive. Not just alive, very much alive. I thank God Almighty. Then, the last one, as we finished our primaries, my wife went to Lagos to bring my daughter. We landed at the Air Force Base. I was waiting. I said, okay, let me go to the Air Force Base. So when they land, I just enter the plane and go to Lagos. 15 minutes of takeoff. I went with Olaka Ogu and Marcus Ndage. 3 of us. And somebody was waiting for me in Lagos. I must see that night. 15 minutes of takeoff. What do we have? Boom! The air hostess was running. I said, what is the problem? They said, there's problem. I said, what is the problem? I had to rush to the cockpit. The door locked. Nobody to communicate to. What is going on? She now ran back and came back to us. One engine is gone. And the pilot said, look, it's safer for us to turn back because it's still far going to Lagos. So cannot come back to Port Harcourt. So 3 of us were looking at each other. And the last thing Alaka said that day, I've not told my wife anything. So we're just looking at ourselves. So I said, well, there's nothing anybody can do now. So, by the grace of God, before we landed, we saw so many ambulances, fire service trucks lined up. I didn't know that the pilot has communicated to them to say, look, there's a serious problem. But to the glory of God, we landed safely. So, like I said, I never even told my parents. I never even told so many people. They don't see me as a strong man, normal man. You know, part of leadership is for you not to frighten your supporters. Because if your supporters know that things are wrong, then they begin to behave anyhow. So I have to keep it to myself. Then the transition, you know, one must thank God that I succeeded, or we succeeded in having a smooth transition. None of you, most people don't know what happened and why I must continue to appreciate and thank God. Ask my colleagues how they feel that their choice or their party candidates didn't make it as their successors. How they feel. When I read on pages of newspapers, even those who have not been sworn in, just governor-elect, they started tormenting their outgoing predecessor. They have not been sworn in. They are just answering governor-elect. You can imagine that and see where I am. Nobody is tormenting me. Not that even if you are tormented, you cannot defend yourself. But that's not the point. The point is that having that calm mind, having that after these 8 years, that you will still have another problem, is something that you must thank God. But my own was very clear. The gang up from up to down. In our state here, we all agreed, I paid for every form. I paid. Nobody will say, as said, he paid for any form to run for governorship. Nobody will say so. Nobody will say that he paid 1 naira to buy for House of Reps form. Nobody will say he paid 1 naira to buy assembly form. Nobody will say he paid 1 naira to buy Senate form. They're all here. They're all here. They don't say so. I paid. But in our team, we agreed that, look, we know that in this election we are going in, we are going to face federal government. That is Senate presidents, their party. So it is better we work as a team and not to divide ourselves. They all agreed. That's why you see in the House of Assembly, only 1 form. In the Senate, only 1 form. Each of the senatorial districts is one form. So nobody will say that you spend money to run for primaries. No. We said, look, we'll do so that we won't have anything called pre-election cases and the rest. And everybody agreed. The governorship forms, which I paid for, the elders met. O.C. Jokoja, SN, he was one who drafted the agreement. I think O.C. is here. I saw him here. I think O.C. is here. He drafted the agreement where everybody signed that the moment the elders choose one person that they are going to support, all of them signed. Now, when somebody was choosing, come and see gang up. Come and see gang up. They all moved to Abuja. Started plotting how I will be arrested when they win at the national level. I say, God, you are the one that is in charge. But now, as God may have it, left, I won. Right, I won. Center, I won. So I told them, now I remain in Abuja permanently. See, all evil plots against me, all failed. All failed. So why wouldn't I thank God? Why wouldn't I appreciate God? Some of you who are close to me were worried. Say, well, what are we going to do? Even some of those whom I told how to operate, they said, this kind of risk our guy is taking. It's a very big risk. We are finished. We are finished. I said, don't worry, have faith. You will not be finished. Know how we started this since from 2014, 2015. So why do you think now that God will abandon us? And God never abandoned us. So we survived like this way. State, we survived. Today, we're finished. Know how we started this since from 2014, 2015. So why do you think now that God will abandon us? And God never abandoned us. So we survived like this way. State, we survived. Today, we have a governor who is our successor. Not an enemy to us. He was a member of our political family. So each time I go out now, I go out happily. I don't even look back because I know I'm protected everywhere. God's protection and man's own protection. Man's protection here is not the same thing as God. Yes, God uses man to help. Just like the Senate president here. When I was running in 2014, 2015, he came out. He was abused. He was on television. How can he put his hand about the politics of Rivers State? He told them, look, he has seen that the only body who can win this election now should be me. There was no abuse they did not give to him. He did not just come out. He gave me 200 million naira for that election. Don't look back. EFCC cannot touch you. Don't look back. Don't look back. As at that time, that's why I said, one good turn deserves another. If you could do that for me, now, I can also support him. And we thank God he succeeded. Let me thank Autumn, our youth leader, chairman of the vice chairman of the governors forum, Sheyi Makinde. He's the governor, but under G5, he's our youth leader. Let me thank Autumn Ugwai and Ibazu, Mimiko, Fayoshe, who's our younger brother, Bakwambo, Benadike. At that time, they all stood firm. When we were passing through this, they all stood firm. I don't know how to thank them. We have the G5 and we have the integrity group. G5 is part of the integrity group. People like Jank, they are all that firm, day and night. And when we lost, he came. He said, look, you've done your best. Leave the rest to God. And that's how it is. So my brothers and sisters, I thank you most sincerely for leaving everything you have to come today and identify me and my family. God will bless each and every one of you. Particularly, Mr. President. We were with President last yesterday evening, and of course, he's so busy. I said, okay, the governor of Lagos State should come in for him. Initially, he wanted to say the Senate president. I said, no. let him be on his own. So I don't know that he came on his own. But if he comes here and have to represent president, they say he came to represent president. So the president is here, the Senate president is here, and the deputy Senate president is here. And look at the delegation of the House of Reps. I thank Abbas. He fell ill last night, and faculty this morning he was in the hospital. If not, he would have been the House of Reps speaker. I thank all of you who came. I didn't do me. I don't know whether it's still there. Is that? I had troublesome senator. You know, I most sincerely thank you. Thank all my friends, Eric, Danobi, Adoke, and my in-law, Felix, and the wife, who have always been with us. Pedi Alabraba, Chief, I will say, all of you. I don't know how to thank you, and all I pray that you should continue to support the present governor. I have that confidence, I can tell you. I have that confidence. Watch what will happen in the next 3 years. Watch what will happen. You will know that God has given us another good governor. I can tell you that, another good governor. So, my Lord Bishops, let me thank all of you for all of you coming for this service. You can imagine where all the bishops of all the dioceses came, and even the Archbishop, who is now the Dean of the Church of Nigeria. My Lord Archbishop, congratulations. Yes, I said, I've greeted Jang. As I said, Jang is here. I mentioned Jang, former governor of Plateau. I did. I said he was here with us from morning till night. So thank you very much. For somebody who reminded me, thank you very much. So, my Lord Bishop, congratulations. And God will give you strength to pilot the new office which you are occupying. And the former chairman of River State Traditional Rulers, I'm an above Opopo. I want to sincerely thank you for the way you carried your colleagues along, and also congratulate the new chairman and Chief Sergeant, or her Sergeant, I would say, Olu the what? The 50, I don't know. Olu the 4th. So he will put everything that is there, he will put it. So, Olu the 4th, I also urge you to carry your colleagues along so that they can work together with the governor of River State. The entire people of Mepicom, I thank you so much. You know, nobody gave our community any chance that they can even produce a commissioner one day. Nobody. Small community. Even to struggle for councillor, it was a problem. The other communities refused to give us councillor. But look at it today. Not just a governor. Look at the governor that attracted everybody. So don't worry yourself. You never can tell what tomorrow will be. So take our own, that God can do anything in your life. As far as you are serious and you are focused and you know what you want. So I thank my entire community for the massive support they have given to us while in office and outside the office. Thank you, and God bless you.